Hello, this video is to show you how to enable your pop-ups so that a link you click on can open. Some of the reasons why the links are not opening when you click on it, excuse me, is because your pop-up is blocked. So I made this video for students, and I believe it could help anyone facing the same issue. Now, if you are trying to open a link, whether from email or from a website or wherever it might be, and that link is genuinely reliable or is enabled and there's actually a link there, the reason why it may not open is pop-ups. And that pop-ups will not show that it's pop-ups that is causing that you keep clicking on it and nothing comes up. So to solve that is the issue, especially if you are using Chrome or you are using Microsoft Edge, whichever browser you are using, either of these three, or Firefox is going to be the same. Basically, I'll show you an example from the Chromebook, but you could apply the same examples to check the setting on the Microsoft Edge or from the Firefox. All of them now have, they all now have search where you could search for pop-ups and basically follow through the steps and then enable the pop-up. So here's my project. I don't have any website to show you now as an example, but I could show you how you could enable it. And once you've done that, the link should be able to open. So basically what you need to do, you go to these three dots by the right side, and then you find setting. When you are on setting, you basically search here and pop up. So, okay, we have it there, pop-ups. So there are different ways the browser may write it. Either they write it with all together or they basically space it out. So basically, in my case, you could see that right here, you could find that under pop-ups. The other way you could go through that is basically go through the privacy setting, which you could find somewhere right here, privacy and security. You could also go through that sequence and be able to get a pop-up, but I'll use this option here. It saves time and everybody have access to this. Now that I have clicked on that, I will then search for pop-ups. Just scroll down, you'll find pop-ups right here. And you click on that, it takes you here, say, site can send pop-ups. I use redirect. I did check that, so which means it's enabled. The other way that I could do that would be I disable it. Don't allow sites to send pop-ups or use redirect. So the question here is, it depends on your safety consciousness. If you are safety conscious, you might probably want to check this second option. And in the future, when you try to click on link and it doesn't open, they just come back manually to check the site can send pop-ups for that particular link you're trying to access. And once you finish, you come back and set it back to do not allow. The reason B is if there are malicious software or phishing and many other problems or cybersecurity issues, they can remotely open many links on your computer, which is going to pose safety issues to your system. But if you are using your computer for studies and you want to be able to open links, this is the option. You could either do it every time you want to open the link, or you could leave it for that period of your studies. And when you finish, then you go back and set it back to do not allow pop-up. Some systems, organizations would definitely disable it from the scratch. And you could, the expectation is that, especially if you work in finance and accounting with sensitive financial information, it is best to only allow the pop-up when you need to do that. Because most of the links that your organization have that you have to click on is already built into the system. So whether this is enabled or not, that would open. But if the system does suspect that this link has nothing to link or it's not permitted by this organization, then you have pop-up issues. it doesn't mean that those links are not genuine. For example, my students use Piancé to do their studies and Mangroin and some other type of providers. When they click on those pop-ups, sometimes it doesn't open. And that is because that pop-up is outside of our organization. The only way they could be able to access those links is to enable their pop-ups. So I hope this information help you to solve the problem of links are not opening on your computer.